every day on Instagram or TikTok, you're scrolling, there's a new must-buy item. And honestly, I'm kind of sick of it. To me, when I see a lot of social media platforms, it's just become ad after ad after ad about a new item you have to get, a new course you need to buy. And after you get these items, you'll feel like you're the it girl, only to have a new trend next week come about that makes you feel a little less relevant. The worst thing I personally find is that there's so many must-buy items, and yet everyone seems to have the same bag collections, the same bag charms, and we've become beholden to the same sense of style and no sense of personality. It's devoid of life, in my opinion. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Alice, and today I want to talk about trends I hate. Now, if you like any of these items that I talk about, please know I'm not critical about the people who buy these items as opposed to being critical of the trend themselves. The first thing that I just absolutely can't stand are Labubus. Now, what are Labubus? Labubus were this kind of angry, cute, but ugly monster that people have bought, and they're really packaged in these cute gacha-like boxes where you don't really know which item you're gonna get. And this really started off because of Lisa from Blackpink. She started wearing these on her bags and it just soared and took off. Because of that, now you see a lot of girlies on Instagram buy 10 or 20 boxes just to make sure they're able to get the one Labubu that they want. And it just kind of gives me the ick. I personally think these gacha games are going to be the version of gambling of our generation, whether that's on Pokemon TCG or just regular real Pokemon cards to these gacha boxes. Everything is just gonna make you feel like it's a cute game to get the item that you really want. So not only are you buying something because it's trendy, it's cute, but it's because it's like this sense of a frenzy. There's a thrill in it, and I just think that it's pushing us in the wrong direction financially, emotionally. And let's face it, I personally, objectively do not think these Labubus are that cute. The strangest thing of all is when I see girls wear like 5 to 6 Labubu bag charms on their bag to the point that 1, you can't see the bag, and 2, the Labubus are heavier than the bag themselves. The thing about Labubus is that I can see that there are some people who probably really love them, but personally I think 99% of the people who buy Labubus today will buy them in the hundreds or even thousands of dollars to buy that one that they really want. And I promise you, in 2 years, nobody will be wearing them. There will be another thing. Bag charms may not even be relevant. And I think beyond the Labubus, the craze of bag charms is just bewildering. I think there are a few commentaries talking about how bag charms are no longer about showing your personality, but just to match an aesthetic that people want to become. For example, this is one of my cute bag charms. And to be honest, one of the reasons I like him is because he's so unique. I rarely see people who have the same things that I do. And one thing that I sense with a lot of bag charms is people buy it and then you realize that you're just a carbon copy of someone else. As I mentioned, collections are devoid of personality nowadays. So if anything, the reason why I don't like Labubus is 1, they waste your money, and 2, they make you lose your sense of personality. The second trend that I hate is the Murakami collection. This bag is just not wearable. I sense that this is a bag that people who are collectors really want, and people who want to be Y2K will get. But to be honest, when I've walked down the street, I have seen 0 people wear this collection. And there was just so much hype. People were lining up 2.5 hours out the door. Every influencer and their mom has gotten some version or some item from the collection. And so many influencers have been gifted the pochette or the Alma BBE, and it just made me feel a little bit of the ick. Like, I felt like they were so desperate to sell the idea that I needed to have this item. And if you love the Murakami collection, please go for it. But I personally feel like maybe half of the people who bought the item actually didn't really think about it, about whether this would fit your aesthetic. Because let's face it, that bag is just not really easy to match. You really have to embody Y2K to be able to pull that off. And I'm trying to make sure that the bags that I buy nowadays are just a little bit more versatile, because I have my special bags and I realize that I spend so much money on them and the cost per wear is just not there because they're only for special occasions, and every day I just go to school. Sometimes I go out, but most of the time I'm here talking to a camera on my phone. So I don't even have the opportunity to wear most of them. So the idea of a special bag is just kind of not there for me right now. And I sense that most normal people are probably similar to me. So my sense is don't buy just for the hype. The last thing that kind of just gives me the ick is that this whole Murakami collection just felt like a cash grab. A lot of people were very disappointed in how it was presented on social media versus how the actual shopping experience was like. And it just kind of confirms my feelings about this, that this was a collection to be sold to you, and it was not something that like consumers actually really wanted for the most part. The third trend that I feel like I have talked about in other videos is Hermes. So I just don't get the hype. Like, I think their bags are pretty good. I might get one in the future that, you know, I really decently like, but there is just this craze, and there's this sense of, oh my gosh, did I do the wrong thing because I rejected my essay about an offer? I just think that this needs to stop. A lot of their bags are just not practical for most people. Like the Kelly shoulder strap is only for your shoulder and not crossbody. The Birkin is really heavy and just not actually a real practical tote bag. And all of their other bags too. Like if you showed me the Hermes Evelyn and you didn't tell me that this was $2,000-$3,000, it would look $200-$300. And that perforated H just somehow, no, it just gives me weird vibes. So personally, while I may get an Hermes bag, I tend to think that it's more on the side of perhaps the idea of reputation and brand rather than, oh, I really love this bag. And so when I see people who have the Hermes bags in every single color, I tend to think that person just doesn't have much style. I feel so bad to say this, but yeah, like I just sense that these new limited edition pieces and bag charms or bags or whatever are there to make you spend more and more money without realizing that you're never gonna get that forever bag. You're never gonna get that forever bag charm because there's gonna be the next thing and you're just constantly gonna buy stuff and you will remain poor. I've talked about a lot of videos about this, about making sure you have a sense of financial security beyond just buying stuff to begin with. And I think that's the thing. People are being sold that being rich is equivalent to being able to buy a lot of things, when being rich actually takes a lot of effort of restraint and control and really knowing what you want versus being told to buy what you need. Are there specific trends that you really hate or that just give you the ick in some sort of way? I would love to hear your comments down below. If you like this video, please do give it a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video.